Today I'm going to show you guys how to set up egg breeding in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Let's do it! What's up guys, my name is PokeJax and we are ready to get started on how to do some Masuda method breeding in Pokemon Sword and Shield. So the first thing that you guys want to realize is that you cannot just do this with a single game. You need to have someone trade you a foreign Ditto. Now I'll place on screen at the moment the code that everyone does to trade Dittos. So what you're looking for is a Ditto with a foreign name, or at least a foreign origin basically. Now as you guys can see, I have a 6IV French Ditto, so I was very lucky with this one. Now the setup for this and what we need to do is we want to try and give this one a Destiny Knot. What that does is it passes on guaranteed IVs onto the next generation of Pokemon. So we have to try and get as many as possible. So from what I remember, it hands on 5 guaranteed every time. So if you have a 6IV Ditto, foreign, even better for the Masuda method, and you have a 6IV Pokemon in there with the Ditto, then that means you're guaranteed at least 5 IVs every single time, which makes it very easy for the breeding process. So at the moment we've got a Mr. Mime with 4 IVs. The nature is not what I want, so we can go through and alter that as we go through. But yeah, that's basically what we're aiming to do. Now, as soon as we do get the right nature, we need to make sure that we give this thing an Everstone, because that will allow it to keep the same nature the whole time. Now, for instance, if we were using a different regional form from outside of Pokemon Sword and Shield, let's say a normal Zigzagoon from the Hoenn region, that will evolve, or sorry, it will hatch into a Galarian Zigzagoon if I do not give it the Everstone straight away. So it is impossible to do the correct nature during doing that method, so I would have to give the Everstone to the Ditto instead, and it will still work. So just keep those things in mind if you are going for regional forms. So after a bit of trial and error, you might find that you get the correct nature, you've got everything set up, you'll be taking out that Mr. Mime, putting it back in to be able to try and get the exact thing that you want, and over that time, it might take 30, 40 eggs, maybe a little bit longer depending on how lucky you are. Sometimes I've been able to get it within 3 or 4 eggs, other times it's taken about 50 or 60 times, so it's, at the end of the day, RNG, as all shiny hunting is. Now the chances of getting a shiny with the Masuda method breeding is 1 in 512 if you have the charm, so that's the best rates that we can get. If you don't have the shiny charm, I would very much recommend it. However, even for Masuda method breeding, it's not too bad even without it. If you don't have any other option, then you may as well go for it. It is one of the best methods of breeding, or getting shinies I should say, but it's not the most interesting. We must also cover that as well. Now, Sableye is one that I also had set up. It's already got 5 IVs, so pretty good here. Basically, we'll just chuck the Sableye and the Ditto into the Daycare and we'll be all set to go. We just run around, hatch the eggs, see what we get. If we get a shiny, fantastic. If not, we try again and again and again. And that's what shiny hunting is all about. There are 2 places that we can take our Ditto and our other Pokemon to. I prefer the Route 5 Daycare in comparison to the Wild Area Daycare, just because we don't have to deal with a free camera, which means I can do this single-handed on one Joy-Con if I wanted to, but also the fact that there's less wild Pokemon that are going to run into us as well. So we are going to choose these 2 Pokemon to go in here. I can't remember nature-wise as to what I want for the Sableye, but I'm just going to chuck those 2 in there for now. This is 11 perfect IVs, so the chances of us getting a 6 IV fairly quickly is pretty high. So I guess we just run around, and eventually we're going to start stocking up on eggs. The lady will cross her arms as soon as she does so, like that. We will go and take the egg from her, and it will either add it to the box or add it to the party. I suggest that you guys go to your options and play around with the different settings to be able to make the process a little bit faster. Remembering you can always nickname the Pokemon that you get over at the Pokemon Center after the fact, so you're better off for now just turning off the nickname part of it, and you can always do that after the fact. It makes it a lot quicker. Also, just a reminder guys, make sure that you put a Flame Body Mon at the start of your party when you're hatching eggs, as this will half the amount of step count that you need. So you can hatch up to 5 eggs at a time because you always need one Pokemon in the party. As you can see here, this has the Flame Body ability. There are a few other abilities as well that different Pokemon have, but Flame Body is one of the easiest ones to get, especially on things like Colossal, Volcarona, and Talonflame as well. My preference is stocking up on the eggs first and then hatching them all. So usually what I'll do is before stream, go through, gather all the eggs, and then hatch them on stream. However, not everyone's going to have the time, so feel free to do it as you go. However, what I suggest you do is you compile a bit of a backlog of eggs first, so whether it be a box, 2 boxes, depending on how fast they hatch, because every mon has its own step count. They each have different groups that they will fit into, which you're more than welcome to have a look at on Bulbapedia or any of those other resources. Also, Cerebi has it as well from memory. But yeah, basically we're just hatching after we have a set amount, because then as we're hatching, we're also gathering, which means that we'll keep up a steady supply chain of going through these eggs. And then that way, if we're not too far off, then it means that we don't have to go through and hatch like 120, 300 eggs after we've actually got the shiny. Because this egg right here, this could be the shiny, but we don't know. Alright, it's always guaranteed to be shiny, even if you trade it to someone else in Sword and Shield. So just keep that in mind. It's a good idea to make sure that you save every now and again, just to make sure that you guys aren't going to be wasting time. And remember that once you've collected that egg, its shiny factor is determined. So you need to make sure that you're saving so you don't lose any progress. Because any eggs that you do gather, if you do turn it off and turn it back on again, you're not guaranteed to get the shiny on that exact egg that you pick up again. It's got to be already in your possession to be able to guarantee that shiny chance. Alright? But otherwise, guys, that's about it on the breeding tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time. Peace!